Ubisoft is back in the headlines, ladies and gentlemen. It's funny because I dropped a video while we're here. If you haven't watched it already, it's doing okay. I thought it would have did a little bit better because it is a really good video in my opinion. But you know, people are gonna say I'm biased, but I dropped a video called "The Rise and Fall of Ubisoft," breaking everything down. So it's funny that they're back in the fucking news again. You really enjoyed it? Go check it out on the channel if you haven't already. Ubisoft is back in the headlines. This time they're being targeted by a class action lawsuit for allegedly sharing customers' data with Facebook. Meta is Facebook, for those unaware. Two US-based players have filed a class action lawsuit against Ubisoft for allegedly sharing its online store users' personally identifying information with Facebook. The lawsuit was filed on October 3rd, 2024 at the U.S. District Court for the Northern District of California, as shown on Court Listener. The two plaintiffs filed the suit on behalf of themselves and all others similarly suited, basically saying feel free to jump in and jump Ubisoft. Although I don't know how much money Ubisoft has to offer. They're kind of broke, so even if you win this, I don't know. What are you gonna get, $5? So you're gonna get you a Krabby Patty? Which, by the way, my girl went and got that Krabby Patty. She said she was very disappointed. She sent a picture of it. That shit looked dry as fuck. I was like, yeah, way to waste $10. Capitalism got you. Didn't even get the Krabby Patty box with it. Whatever the special packaging. They just threw the damn burger in the bag. They alleged that when purchasing a game via Ubisoft store, while logged into their Facebook account, users would be captured by the Meta platform's tracking pixel utilized by Ubisoft and then transferred to Facebook, thereby exposing the subscriber to any person of ordinary technical skill who received that data. The Video Privacy Protection Act prohibits videotape service providers such as Ubisoft from sharing. The lawsuit noted Ubisoft purposely implemented and utilized the pixel, which tracks user activity on its website and discloses that information to Facebook to gather valuable marketing data. The lawsuit also clarifies that Meta's Pixel tool can't be placed on a website without the knowledge and cooperation of the website owner, in this case, Ubisoft. Ubisoft does not seek and has not obtained consent from users to utilize the Pixel to track, share, and exchange their P2 with Facebook, it continued. The plaintiff said that their privacy interests were violated by the situation, with the lawsuit adding this threat of injury to plaintiffs from the continuous violations require temporary, preliminary, and permanent injunction relief to ensure their P2 is protected from future disclosure without adequate notice and consent. Yeah, like when you do this type of stuff, you're supposed to have like a check-in box that you agree to X, Y, and Z. So if they're like secretly collecting data and they have evidence of this and selling it to Facebook, they might have a case on them. I'm not gonna lie, I do be feeling, I don't know. I also think people just like to fuck with Ubisoft. Like, I don't really care that damn much. When it comes to like stealing data, as long as it's not like nothing crazy personal, I don't really care. When we're talking about marketing shit, like whatever, like you don't have to look at the ad, like just use ad block, nigga. But I feel like most companies do it. They do, yeah. But if you notice, a lot of websites nowadays, you have to opt in. You can reject the advertising. I think that's what they're trying to argue, that like there's no option for that and they're just collecting their data. But like I also think some of this is just like, fuck you, Ubisoft. Now if that was in the user agreement, these boys are out of luck. Yeah, and there's nothing in here about the user agreement. We don't know what exactly it is. Yeah, everybody hopping on the Ubisoft hate train. The grifters are gonna have a field day. They're fucking done, bro. We'll see how it turns out. Like, is this a class action lawsuit I want to join and be good? I don't really care. Yeah, reject the cookies. Reject the fucking cookies. Gotta watch the video tomorrow. Academics doing a great breakdown of this Cole song and Kim Porter's fake book. Have a good day. Peace out, Unruly. What was I about to say? Appreciate it, Royal. Other Ubisoft news I got for you. Ubisoft confirms Tencent buyout discussions. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. One of the biggest conglomerates within the CCP's foothold, Tencent, who are partial owners in Epic Games. I think they have money in EA. Did they have money in, what are they? Let's see. US games companies, Tencent has shares in Riot Games, Epic, Bluehole, Ubisoft. So they already have shares in Ubisoft. I was right. Activision, Blizzard, Grinding Gears. Do you check your TikTok mentions? Yeah, if somebody mentions me because they what's the word I'm looking for? They made a video out of my video. Like, yeah, but like, other than that, not really. Shout out to Fizzle Product with the sub. So they've got their hands in a lot of US stuff, as well as a lot of Chinese companies as well. Last Friday, the entire gaming industry got shaken up when it was reported that Tencent, a Chinese tech and media giant, is considering purchasing Ubisoft and taking the company private in order to save it from going bankrupt. With many of Ubisoft's latest big budget projects either getting delayed or showing disappointing financial results, the news of the potential acquisition wasn't seen as a surprise by a sizable chunk of the community, which had predicted that it was only a matter of time before Ubisoft was bought by a larger developer. That's right, ladies and gentlemen, it's that time of year where the articles start dropping that Ubisoft could be potentially bought out because they are in financial dyers. I swear we do this every year. Just like it's Ubisoft and GameStop. They're about to go bankrupt, but it never happens. Will it actually happen this time? I don't know. Let's entertain it though. Recently, the story of the potential acquisition entered a new chapter when Ubisoft released a statement of its own, all but confirming the original Bloomberg report to be true. In its statement, the company affirmed that it is indeed considering several strategic options to meet the needs and expectations of its stakeholders, strongly hinting that a buyout is not off the table. I don't like that right there. Let's read that again. In a statement, the company affirmed that it is indeed considering several strategic options to meet the needs and expectations of its what? Stakeholders, aka shareholders. Nothing in there about we are exploring other options to properly fund our creative endeavors so we can please our fans. The first thing that came out their mouth is please what? The stakeholders, strongly hinting that a buyout is not off the table. Furthermore, Ubisoft stated that it does not plan to change its strategy and will continue to focus on open world and live service games. Well, Ubisoft, fuck you. How about that? If your strategy is to continue to make Assassin's Creed, Far Cry, Assassin's Creed Watch Dogs, Assassin's Creed Avatar, Assassin's Creed, what's the other game? The Division 3, what's that other? Shit and Bones, and then what's the other giant? Forgetting. Oh, X Defiant, Sleep Defiant. If that's your plan, to stick to the one that's not working, I don't know. COD killer. Check the stock. We need a Ubisoft stock price update. Ubisoft stock price. Oh, they're actually up. Last I checked, they were like 250. They're up to 283. Okay. They're up like 30 cents. Okay. Ubisoft has noted recent press speculation regarding potential interest around the company. It regularly reviews all of its strategic options in the interest of its stakeholders and will inform the market if and when appropriate, the studio told Eurogamer. The company reiterates that management is currently focused on executing its strategy centered on two core verticals: open world adventures and games as a service native experiences. Without Ubisoft's corporate comment acknowledging its discussions with Tencent, the community's opinion on the matter got largely divided. On one hand, the acquisition could lead to a change in Ubisoft's management, which all things considered is something that many would welcome. On the other hand, it might result in hundreds, if not thousands of developers getting fired. Facts, because anytime you bring in new leadership, new ownership, they clean house. A lot of people would lose their jobs. Ubisoft, and that's unfair to those people because these games being ass is not really their fault, it's leadership. Ubisoft may not change its approach to game development even when Tencent is in charge, opting to instead to offset its financial losses with salaries and fired devs. And then they posted the actual stocks right there. That's fucking funny. Seeing is believing. You know what I feel like this is? I feel like this is a bait too. It doesn't mean that they're gonna actually let Tencent buy them, right? This could be a bait to get into a bidding war to see what's the value of Ubisoft, right? Because there's no reason for Ubisoft's CEO to come out and say, hey, by the way, we are entertaining Tencent buying us. I feel like what that is they're trying to get into a label battle. You know, when a new rapper's like buzzing, they go out and do a few interviews. Yeah, I got Atlantic looking at me. I got Def Jam looking at me. You know, you try to make your value seem higher than what it is in hopes that there's a counter offer. Because if news gets out, Tencent offers X, Y, and Z, some people might perceive that as like, oh, maybe Ubisoft is working on something. Maybe we need to throw our hat in there. Maybe Microsoft needs to, maybe we need to cut a check too, because you say that makes sense. Like, why would you tell the media this? There's no benefit to this other than you're trying to dangle a carrot out there and see if we can get some more money. Like, you better be lucky Tencent buys your ass. Furthermore, some of them are also questioning Tencent's true motives, finding the Chinese conglomerate noble goal to explore ways to stabilize Ubisoft and bolster its value unconvincing. Instead, they suggest that Tencent simply wants to purchase Ubisoft while it's relatively cheap, only to add it to its collection of bought out developers, not to save it from financial and reputation downfall. What? A business wants to do business? What? Whether or not this speculation holds true is something only Tencent knows, leaving us all to wonder what lies ahead for the once beloved developer of Assassin's Creed and Far Cry in the coming months. If they do buy them out or anybody buys them out, I hope they announce some type of new strategic plan like, hey, we're going to be working on some new IPs. How about you guys put out Beyond Good and Evil 2? How about that? Huh? Front them a check. Be like, we're going to focus on creativity, new original ideas. We're going to explore different things. We're going to stop making the same games. But if a company buys you out and you continue to do the same thing, all you're doing is offloading the losses onto that company. You know what happens when a company owns another company and you offset those losses? Eventually, they're going to get tired of that shit and they're going to get rid of you. And sometimes they don't even get tired of that shit. You could be doing good and they'll still get rid of you. As Tango Works, the ones that made Hi-Fi Rush. So you better be careful. You better be careful about who you offload to, because like Bungie with Sony, yeah, Sony's pissed at Bungie too. We don't know what could happen to them. Everyone's so hell-bent on giving shit we ain't asked for. Yeah, I don't understand the tone deafness around this. Like, people just want to have fun. People just want to have fun. Like, one thing I will give, I've been seeing a lot of clips of Sparking Zero, and one thing I will give is it seems like they did the small things in comparison to other arena fighters. Like I seen some clips on TikTok. They have like a whole encyclopedia that's narrated by Bulma, Chi-Chi, and Videl. And anytime you hover over a character, it'll give you the backstory of that character. And the girls will even give like their own little input. Yeah, it's fire. You seen that? I was like, that's pretty cool. Like those little things, that's the type of stuff, that fan service that people like. And it is, even as somebody who's not like as excited about the game as like other people, I'm not a hater. I can look at that and I'm like, that's what the fans want. That's something that's for the fucking fans. It's like, I don't understand what they don't get, bruh. You said a link? Just look it up, bruh. I saw Kid Trunk say no cap and Sparking. Yeah, that shit was funny. Yeah, it's that attention to detail. The same thing applies to Joker too. Like, I get that the Joker 2 was a movie to stick it to the man, but like, that's not what the people wanted. Like you decided to make, I know the studio head didn't want to make the movie, the director, but you decided to make it, so you might as well do it. You know what I'm saying? You're wasting my fucking time and my money. Double-edged sword. Sometimes consumers don't know what they want till they get it. Sometimes just give the consumer what they want. Yeah, sometimes they are right. You have to find that delicate balance. If you have a vision, stick to it. But also, if your vision isn't working, you do have to be open to criticism. I think Ubisoft has reached a point where they should be open to criticism. Because I do think that some of it, for some people, is coming from a place of love. There are grifters out there. Like, if you watch my video, I feel like it's very unbiased and fair. Like, I talk about what I liked about Ubisoft and what I still like about Ubisoft, while also criticizing them. There's no shortage of videos on YouTube that just shit on fucking Ubisoft. Like, they're the devil. So it's like, you got to be careful who you listen to, basically. Whatever I think about executives in charge running companies and not listening to fans, I think about how Warner Bros. Didn't want to do Batman Beyond style movie with the people who made Spider-Man Batman Beyond with a Spider-Man type of art style across the universe. That would have been fire. That fits the futuristic style of future Gotham. I don't know, man. I don't know. Hashtag pray for Ubisoft. Yo, shout out to Ken with the sub. Appreciate it. Other news. If you care about LittleBigPlanet, kind of random news, but apparently LittleBigPlanet 3 is being delisted. They released a statement to the public saying last chance to purchase LittleBigPlanet 3 for the PS4. We got a PS4 update. Okay. LittleBigPlanet DLC and the DLC from the PlayStation Store. After 10 years of playing, that's right, PS4, 10 years. 12 actually. Creating and sharing content in LittleBigPlanet 3, the game, and our entire range of LittleBigPlanet DLC will be removed from the PlayStation Store on October 31st, 2024. Anyone who currently owns or purchases LittleBigPlanet 3 or any DLC before it's delisted for sale will be able to access their purchased games and content after removal. So understand it's just being removed from the store, but not from your PlayStation. So the PS4 people have something to play. You can keep creating those levels for Sackboy, and you can keep going on those adventures and keep treading old waters from 10 years ago, guys. So that's my little PS4 update for you guys. Just be aware, if you do own a PS4 and you're looking for a new game, and by new I mean 10 years old, You have until October 31st to buy it. You said, but why though? I don't know. They didn't state it, and I doubt they're gonna state it. If I had to guess, I'd do something with licensing issues or something like that. I don't know. Did you? Yeah, I seen it, Scooter. We're gonna get to that. We're gonna get to that. But I'm just making y'all aware if you care about that stuff. Because then you could also, if you have a PS5, you can use the backwards compatibility to play it. Like if you just want to put it on your account to own it, so you have access to it. Be aware of it. Otherwise, this is why game preservation is important. This is why I buy hard copies. This game is about to get potentially lost to time. I wonder if the value of a PS4 with LittleBigPlanet on it will go up. You know, think about that. Other news. Sega continues its plan to make live action movies based on games no one's thought about years with Shinobi. What a jackass title. I was like, I wrote that title. I'm not exactly sure what Sega's game plan is here, but the developer has another live action adaptation in the works, this time about Shinobi. These days it's all about IP exploiting, fogging it like a dead horse, whatever. If it's pre-existing IP, someone will find some way to make it even bigger and adapt to whatever medium it already isn't. Sega clearly is all in on that right now and finding a lot of success with its live action Sonic the Hedgehog movies, a third one due out this year, and it's also trying out a Yakuza TV series later this month on Prime Video. But it also has bigger ambitions than just the series that everyone still talks about now. As according to Deadline, a live action film adaptation of its classic hack and slash series Shinobi is in the works at Universal. I expect that anyone that's old enough to have played Shinobi hasn't exactly thought about it in a while, and anyone young enough to have not played it will say, "What's Shinobi?" Listen, they're kind of being rude. I feel like this writer's tone towards this movie would apply for some other games, like a random, like if, let's say, oh, Legend of Dragoon live action movie got announced. I feel like that tone would make sense, because as much as I love Legend of Dragoon, a movie doesn't make sense for that, right? Now, is Shinobi a popular video game? Right now in 2024, no. But I will say the reason I think this will work is because Shinobi is about shinobis, ninjas. That has crossover appeal, meaning this movie, if done correctly, advertised correctly, will potentially appeal to the mainstream because it's about fucking ninjas. And a lot of people probably, if the trailer's fire, even if they don't know it's a video game, it could work. It's marketable. So I'm like, yo, why are you hating? So like, come on, let's do some critical thinking. Like, like, why are you hating on this shit? We ain't even seen a goddamn trailer. The lore for the game was wild. I'm gonna say I'm gonna keep an open eye out. I'm gonna give it a chance. Let's wait for the trailer. I think it has potential simply because it's ninjas. Everybody knows what a ninja is. Everybody loves them. Okay. Except for when it's time to be a ninja. You know, everybody want to be a ninja till it's time to be a ninja. You know what I'm saying? Is there any release date for this? Is there anything about the story of AC Shadows that personally excites you, particularly the setting and how? Well, I don't know enough about the story. I'm more excited about the setting. We'll see. Red Dead Redemption got announced for PC. It's coming out October 29th. Who's excited? New trailer drop, you know? Who's excited to play some PS4 games? We gotta wait for some. Actually, you know what? I would highly advise everybody wait for some reviews, man. You can't trust these Rockstar ports and remasters and shit. Let's not forget the Grand Theft Auto trilogy that came out a couple of years ago. That was dog water, bro. Wait for some reviews before you pick up this PC version, but it's dropping October 29th. Is it a remaster? Nah, I think it's just a port. It looks like the 360 PS3. It's just gonna be upscaled to PC, so it's gonna be the best looking version, but it's not like a proper remaster. It's just a port, I think. Oh yeah, CJ has already been modded into Sparking Zero. He gets modded into everything, bro. What is this? Tekken 8's being review bombed. Why is Tekken 8 being review bombed? Am I missing something? Chat, what's the story on this? TBH, I thought the tweet was fucking hilarious, saying you're the only one on X-Play making gaming content. I mean, I am the only one left that's making gaming content. Out of the people that one of them got ran off the internet. Something stupid. What's the drama with Tekken 8? What's oh here? Wait, no, that's 7 months ago. They charge $5 for a stage now, premium edition. Let's let me ask Grok. Why is Tekken 8 getting review bombed. Tekken 8 has experienced review bombing due to several controversies and player dissatisfaction with some of the game's features and monetization strategies. One of the significant reasons, including the introduction of a new stage's paid DLC, priced at $5, which players felt should have been included in the already purchased season pass or offered for free. This came after other monetization strategies like the Tekken shop and a battle pass system, which was introduced post-launch, which were not clearly communicated to the player base beforehand. These practices have led to accusations of Bandai Namco being greedy or deceptive, especially since the game was already sold at a premium price. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, $5 for a stage, Bandai, fuck you. When was this revealed? This one slipped under my radar. Players expected more content to be included in the base game, or at least in the season passes they had purchased. The additional cost for a new stage when other content like characters and costumes are already behind paywalls frustrated the community. Yeah, it's a fucking stage, bro. Like, it's weird if somebody pays $5 for a stage and I don't, and like they're playing on it and I can't. Like, it's a fucking stage. Like, what are we talking about here? When Hihachi released, I'm generally curious how a stage can cost $350K. I get making new assets isn't something exactly cheap, but around $350K. Delta high game developer perspective here. I believe Tekken 8 showcases how some game fans are creating conditions for their favorite games to disappear. Here's why. The community is upset about a $5 DLC stage, even for the character season pass holders, but consider this. Tekken 2. What is this? God damn, this nigga wrote a whole novel. When Tekken 8's selling 2 to 3 million units so far, the game probably isn't financially sustainable yet. So the $5 DLC stage and the $8 DLC characters are clearly necessary. Has previously stated in a tweet that the stage costs around $350K to make, so making it free or part of the character season pass would likely hurt financially. Tekken 8 on paper is an astonishingly risky bet. It's almost delusional on paper and can only survive with every current Tekken player throwing $5 out every 3 to 4 months. I understand his perspective. He's saying that like the y'all can't see it, like that's the tweet, but that's what I was reading. He's saying the cost of the development is really high and a lot of people are unaware. But I say that's not my problem. That's one of those, I would say, like, I disagree with him on that. That's not my, it's a stage. It's in business, right? Like big box stores, right? So the way big box stores work, like Target, Walmart, Costco, you have certain items like the hot dog at Costco where they take a hit on the price because they know you're going to spend more money elsewhere. I think it builds good rapport with the customer, which encourages them to spend more money elsewhere, right? I think that's the reason why they should keep stages free. Because you want to, like, it's just a level. Like, do you really want to take that risk when you could just give it away for free and build camaraderie amongst the community, which would encourage them to spend more? But they have offered free stuff. They out free story DLC already. Get a little to get a lot, pretty much. It's tricky. I feel like a character is easier, although I don't like paying for characters either. I feel like a character is easier to price people for just because the complexities of the character, the deepness and the gameplay you get from it. But because a level is so, it's just a level, it's kind of harder to charge for. And I also feel like it's more we spend money on the deluxe and ultimate edition was promised a lot, but wasn't told a stage was being left out of the pass. I feel like it's a sticky situation too. Like, this is such a slippery slope. If it starts with, if they do, it almost feels like this is the gaming version of horse armor from Oblivion. It's like, if we start with $5 on stages, where else is this gonna go? You know? Like I said, characters, they kind of make sense because the complexity of the character, you're getting a lot of value out of it if you play the game a lot. But like a stage, I don't know, man. I think a better thing I would advise them is just don't add either don't charge for the stage or don't add any stages, I would say. Because the average person is not sitting in a stream like this. They're not reading about stuff like this. They don't give a fuck what you're talking about. Like, I get that game development is very pricey, but people are going through shit. I think the handling of it all was bad. I think if they would have let us know in advance, or they charged for the story instead, and maybe it won't be as bad. I think the smart thing would have been to do, if I could have advised them, is work in the price of the stages into the battle pass, right? How much is the Tekken battle pass? What's the cost? The funny thing is that that's actually worth the money was given for free. 600 Tekken coins. I think it's $5. Why not make the battle pass $7 though, $7 or $8, and work the price into that. Like, take a hit instead of charging $5 for it. Just sneak it into the battle pass. But I don't know. I ain't even playing Tekken, so. But I understand the frustration. I think this news sucks. But I think we all can agree the one good thing is Mortal Kombat is dead. So that's all that matters. Fuck that game.